Hello everyone and welcome back to Wolfquest, Dawn of the Wolves, and we are here with our beautiful new wolf Dawn, who has gotten so much love and support from so many of you. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. I did not anticipate that kind of response. I was just excited if a few people were very much looking forward to Wolfquest returning, but seeing that there were that many of you who are so excited to see a new Dawn to our Wolfquest era, and Dawn herself and the future stories, the pups, the legacy that she might have a chance to leave and add to our beautiful Moonpack legacy stories, it is just amazing. Thank you all so much for that. So we are back with Dawn, and she is here on Amethyst Mountain getting ready to look for a mate of her very own. Oh, look at the little bird! And Dawn is very unique compared to so many of our past wolves because it has been so many generations since the last of our starry sky ancestors that she doesn't actually know any of the ancestral stories that we used to rely on to really weave together challenges. Oh, there's a lucky rabbit's foot though! I know how to eat a rabbit. I can manage that much at least. So Dawn may not know the significance of the lucky rabbit's foot, but she does know how to eat a good rabbit. So we did get a little bit of experience for that. And actually, thinking about how Dawn should be earning her experience and the challenges that she should face and the stories that should possibly be laid before her paws are the main task of the day. As you guys know from watching previous amazing episodes of Wolfquest, we have, like I said, over 300 episodes in our archive in case you're a little Wolfquest hungry. We have relied on the community so much to help us with coming up with stories for what to do with our wolves. And this time, oh, there's another lucky rabbit's foot. Yes. All right, come back here, you little bun. No, Dawn, you're a little bit too fast. Where'd the bunny go? All right, there it is. All right, get it. Oh my gosh, it landed right where the other bunny is. We found the bunny spawn spot. All right, we're gonna have to remember that. We will remember that for the future. Is there another bunny? Oh my gosh, is this another dead bunny? All right, we've got plenty of bunnies to eat over here. Apparently Dawn is like a excellent bunny hunter. Maybe it's because her red fur really helps her to sort of stand out from all of the, to like blend in and have good camouflage. Let's see, but we actually need to look for something that has a little bit more in the way of experience giving capabilities. So we're going to hunt for some more elk, but I need your guys' help. As I have mentioned, community is really what builds our Wolfquest episodes, and that is something I really love. Seeing you guys roleplay in the comments, seeing you guys pretend to be the ancestor wolves, just like we do the Warrior Cat Challenge, and you pretend to be Star Clans in the comments, interacting with each other, sharing stories about the wolves that you have had and the events. There's the elk herd. All right, wonderful. We'll go down there and we'll go ahead and snag. Whoa, I didn't mean to scare her so early. All right, well, at least we know which one to chase after. We must have been downwind of them. All right, come on, Dawn, you can do it. Come on. No, Dawn. Ah, that elk was so smart. She ran us back into her sisters so that we could have a little bit of defense there. All right, let's try crouching and sneaking up on the elk again. But relying on the community to really help grow our Wolfquest stories is the cornerstone of what we do here. And so this time I need your guys' help to figure out Dawn's future, to figure out what kind of stories she should face. Right now, she is just a young and very eager wolf trying to make her way in a wild world. She doesn't have any of the ancestral legacies. She doesn't have any of their blessings. She doesn't have any of their stories. She doesn't have any of their challenges, and she doesn't know what the heck a lucky rabbit's foot is. Not having those ancestor blessings means that her pups and herself are actually at risk. If her pups end up dying, then they're dead. And with ancestor blessings in the past, we have made it so that if our wolves face challenges, they can actually complete those challenges in exchange for a blessing from the ancestors. One blessing from the ancestors ended up equaling the life of a pup. So if we were worried about our puppies dying, as they often have done in the past and probably will do in the future, then we would use up our ancestor blessing to say that the pup's death was just a terrible, terrible bad dream. And we we would go ahead and reload from the last autosave, and that is the benefit of an ancestor blessing. So they're very, very powerful. They're very, very useful in keeping your wolf pack alive, but they do add an element of unrealistic twist to it. And I know a lot of you guys have been kind of hungry for having a more realistic turn to Wolfquest for quite a while. So I wanted to propose a poll so that we could determine the fate of all of our future Wolfquest episodes from here on out. Both our Dawn of the Wolves that we're having for our special summer event and our Winter of the Wolves that we have arriving in winter. I want you guys to vote using the poll that will be popping up in this video to decide if we will be using ancestor blessings again. If we will have special challenges in order to unlock those ancestor blessings. The pack will keep the ancestor blessings, we could say, and if we do keep them, yes! We just unlocked the rank of pup! Fantastic! So, thankfully Dawn is getting there. Technically, that's enough experience to be able to get a mate even. But we're going to kind of take things a little bit slow at first, just hang in there, and that's because I need your guys' input. The faster I get your input, the more we talk about this in comments, the more that you guys actually leave behind your suggestions, then the sooner we'll be able to move on, have Dawn have her pups, and see what kind of stories they tell. But I need you guys to vote on if we're going to have ancestor blessings. If we do have ancestor blessings, I was thinking we would add a new twist to it, where we would have to unlock different ways we could earn ancestor blessings. In the past, it was just through completing challenges, or if a pup was born with a special ability. We may do that. We may do things I haven't even thought of yet. It all is determined by your guys' suggestions in the comments. Or what I was thinking is we might have it so if we wanted to earn ancestor blessings, we had to pick which ancestor to follow. And you would have to unlock, because Dawn has forgotten the stories of her ancestors, each different ancestor. So say Dawn is really, really great at catching rabbits. So she would have to catch 10 rabbits in order to have a dream about Usagi, who was the rabbit catcher ancestor deep in her family tree many, many generations ago. And once she has a dream about Usagi by reaching the challenge of finding and eating 10 rabbits, gathering up all of their lucky rabbit's feet, then she could have a dream about the ancestor Usagi, and Usagi could start walking with her. And if Usagi started walking with her, then we would be able to follow that ancestor and have a special challenge where every 4 rabbits that Dawn would kill after that could earn her an ancestor blessing. But that would be it. She would have to pick one ancestor to follow. If she decided to follow, say, an ancestor like Kuma, then she would need to chase away a bear and bite its butt, as Kuma the bear butt biter often did. And then for every 4 or so bears after that, she could earn Kuma's blessing. But she would not be able to chase rabbits and earn the lucky rabbit's foot blessing from Usagi because she would be walking with the ancestor Kuma. So we could do things like follow the ancestor Twilight, and some of the ways to unlock those ancestors could be very dark. Twilight, after all, lost all of her pups. They all died, if you recall. And so we wouldn't be able to unlock the ancestor Twilight until we ended up losing an entire litter of puppies. And that might be something we'd want to do on purpose. If Twilight's blessing was very unique and special and super strong. So that might be something like the parent wolf can never die if you unlock Twilight and you follow Twilight and have her blessing of the burden of life, of the parent wolf being unable to die. Even if we take on like a bull elk and we die, we would just reload the autosave instead of giving up on that wolf as we normally do and moving on to a new one. And so Twilight's blessing could technically be super duper powerful and super strong, but I don't know if we would want to unlock her. But once we unlock the different wolves, then we would say that Dawn's children would be able to carry forward those stories, and they would be able to follow whichever ancestor they grow up and decide to do so with. So I really think that it could be fun. As you can tell, there would be a lot of complicated, like, scaling challenges. I would write it out in a document to explain it for everyone. But the basic question remains, should we even bother? Or should we just free Dawn to be a wild wolf and only follow challenges? So that's another one of the options. We may not do ancestor blessings, but we may still do challenges where I present different options to you guys in a poll, and you may not even know what those choose your own adventure events wolves would do. I'm pretty excited because those are another one of my favorite elements. Let's actually go hunt over in the dead tree zone. But that's another one of my favorite elements to what we do for our Wolfquest stories, are just provide the ability for you guys to pick, and you don't know what the results will be, different choose your own adventures that our wolves can follow. So let's see, let's run her this way. For example, you might have a bunch of poll options that say follow the scent along the canyon, or you might have an option that says rest in the forest until night. And you may not know what will happen if you do those things, but you as a community will vote on picking those. And resting in the forest until night may mean that we ran into a cougar and we battled and we were grievously wounded, so we lost one ancestor blessing. Or it may be something like follow the canyon, and if we follow the canyon, one of our puppies may fall into the canyon and drown in a river there. So there might be really bad things, or it might be really good things, like following the canyon and then we end up finding a bull elk who plunged to his death chasing another bull elk off his territory, and our puppies feast and we are so content and happy that we gain a bonus ancestor blessing. So ancestor blessings are also very useful because they give us a currency for stories. They really become a story currency that we can use to kind of weave things a little bit more complicated into our Wolfquest, which is useful because that makes me want to play more, to be completely blunt. And so they really help me because they give me a lot of motivation to keep playing. They give me motivation to see the same two stories, the same forest that we walk again and again and again with our wolves in new lights. So I do enjoy that, but even if we don't do ancestor blessings and we don't have that story currency because we want to keep things a little bit more realistic, what we can do is just focus on challenges. You guys would vote on the challenge. It could be something like the elk end up all being super sick and so we can only eat from the cattle ranch, or the cattle all have diseases, so we have to go and kill 5 cattle to prevent it from spreading to the elk, which is something I've seen some of you guys suggest. Or it may be something like we have to pick the furthest away den because the other wolves are too close. Or it could be something like we have to fight a wolf pack before we can take our pups to the summer forest. So we might have to chase off like 6 stranger wolves. Those are really fun, and those challenges have really added a lot. And even if they don't result in earning an ancestor blessing, they could just result. Let's see, can I chase down another elk? Come on, weak elk. Come on, where are you? Ah, there we go. All right, let's chase this one down. And don't worry, we are actually earning very important experience. We need at least 2,000 experience before we can name our puppies, and not being able to name the puppies is not an option. So as far as we're concerned, even though we're doing all this talking, hang in there because Dawn has to do this hunting anyway. But if we do end up deciding not to do ancestor blessings but just challenges, it would just be a challenge. It would just add to the story. We'd probably lose a lot more puppies, but that too may also add to the story. And it would give us something that we'd have to accomplish other than just keeping our puppies alive and getting to the summer hunting ground. Because not to brag, but we've gotten really good at doing that over the many episodes that we have created. All right, so let's go ahead, crouch in the grass. I'm coming for you, elk. All right, I'm gonna get you. There we go. Let's go ahead and get her. Almost there. I think I can bite her butt. Hold on tight. Oh, there she goes. She turned around. Wait until we gather up a little bit of stamina. And that would keep Dawn more wild. She wouldn't really think about her ancestors. She wouldn't refer to her ancestors. She would just focus on the here and now. And what that could do, if this is something that appeals to you guys, is it means we would go through the litters faster. We would be more focused on just getting our pups to and fro the den into the summer forest. And we would reach our 3 litter maximum that we have per wolf with Dawn pretty soon. So we might move on to one of Dawn's children before the end of the summer, which would be kind of interesting. Dawn might have a very brief time with us because we would say, okay, that's enough, and we would just do her challenges, just have her puppies, keep moving, and have more wolves. And I know that appeals to a lot of you. In the future, I may even put up some polls to decide if we should do the side stories between litters like we typically do, with one of the popular wolves who doesn't end up getting voted as the heir, assuming Dawn even has enough wolves, pups that survive, that we end up having a vote for heir. She may not not survive. We may lose this branch of the family tree entirely. We may lose all of her puppies. Those are the risks that happen when we don't have ancestor blessings as well. But that is the wild. It is very, very hard to be an apex predator, and it is very, very hard to keep your pups alive. It is very, very hard to keep yourself alive. And that reminds me, don't worry you guys, another thing that I have been thinking about is the fact that we do roll every single day. I roll a random generator to decide what time of day it should be, and it turned out to be day, and what difficulty level it should be every time we play. Some challenges may set the time of day permanently to one setting like night or afternoon. And oh, that's so cool, chasing the elk into the sagebrush like this. And some challenges may set the difficulty level permanently to a very easy level or to a very hard level, but we change it up every single time. And I was thinking if we do have an ancestor blessing, what we could do is we might say we could use ancestor blessings to change the time of day if we wanted, perhaps to unlock another wolf. One of the unlock requirements I was thinking about for the ancestor wolf Luna is howling at the moon 3 nights in a row. And the only way we'd be able to do that 3 nights in a row is if we... Oh, come on. What are you doing, elk? Come on. I'm gonna get you. There we go. The only way we would be able to howl at the moon 3 nights in a row is if it was night 3 times in a row. So that would like rely on the random generator making it night 3 times, and then we would be able to howl at the moon and summon down the ancestor wolf Luna and unlock her blessings, whatever they may be. So there'd be a lot of little story things we could layer in as extras if we go that route, and we could make it as complicated or as simple as we decide on, but that's there, and I wanted to present it to you guys. I'm sorry that there was so much talking this episode, but I feel like it's really, really important because this is going to set the stage for all of the wolves that we work with from now on in Wolfquest, and that's a big deal. And I really feel like the more I work with you guys and the more inspired you help me feel by presenting all sorts of cool challenge ideas in the comments, then the better we're going to enjoy Wolfquest, and the more likely that I will just continually make tons and tons of episodes of Wolfquest there is. So I love working with you guys. I hope you can have some patience while you work with me, and we'll get there. And then finally, I did want to present a third option that we could do, the Lucky Rabbit's Foot blessing option. So we might go with no ancestor blessings, just challenges. Or we might go with challenges and Lucky Rabbit's Feet. We will be doing challenges for sure, but we also have an option to say if we get 10 rabbits, we can have 1 ancestor blessing. We don't know why. Dawn has no clue, just that Lucky Rabbit's Feet naturally increase your luck. And so we would have 1 ancestor blessing per 10 rabbits we find. And I think that would be kind of nifty just to have a middle ground between the two things. So that's an option if you want to have it as an occasional thing, but not as a main story driving factor. So I think we covered everything, which is really good, because next time I actually need to probably pick a mate for Dawn. I want to make sure that she has enough experience before we go. Yep, we're almost there. We're clawing our way up to about 2,000 experience, which is the amount we need so that we will be able to hopefully have our puppies named. So I need to have a mate next time. So I think we'll go searching around, challenging each of the 3 groups so you guys get to meet them if this is your first time seeing Wolfquest. And then next episode, we'll have to do the very special Submit Your Wolf. And we do that to let you guys submit the wolves from your wolf packs as potential mates for Dawn, and then whoever we run into, whatever the appearance is, I use a random generator to pick a wolf that has a similar appearance as the description you guys have left me, and we end up using your wolves to create mates for our wolves, and it's really, really fun. Alright, because it integrates your guys' packs and your guys' stories even deeper into our stories as well. Alright, gotta get this coyote. Playful young Dawn. I kind of love the idea that we're just running around the forest as a young wolf with no ancestor blessings in her head, no stories, just following her wild instincts, being kind of playful and kind of aggressive, and slowly but surely working our way up on all of those achievements too. I actually really love that she's making her way up the ranks. I kind of don't want her to have puppies until we manage to get to the 3,000 experience point, because I think it'd be a little awkward to like have puppies when you're still like a pup in experience. experience, but we'll talk about if we should keep the pack and just modify the wolf in order to make the pack gain tons of experience through the summer, or if we should switch from wolf to wolf in the future. If you can't tell, you guys are going to have a lot of polls, a lot of input, a lot of chances to tell Dawn's story, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.